Hey, good afternoon. It's Friday, December 2nd, and that's day 2 of the 25 days of Christmas. Again, thank you for being here and welcome to Everyday Talk 24/7. We're going to do the Q&A Friday a little bit later on this evening, but I wanted to be outside today particularly because we're talking about the impact of Christ in creation. The incarnation of Jesus Christ in creation. It's not something we very often talk about at Christmas time. But we do talk about, the news talks about, the internet talks about, books talk about how messed up the planet is. That's a constant theme. You get that on all the Discovery channels, science channels, whatever. We're talking about, that's a theme in our culture. The climate's messed up. The creation's messed up. Well, when did that happen? You see, it happened in the garden. Adam and Eve made the decision to serve themselves, and it impacted their lives, all humanity, but it also impacted the physical creation. So that's why Romans talks about the creation groaning. And I mentioned this a little bit last night, but this is important. The creation was ripped apart by sin, was damaged by sin. And it's longing. It's crazy to think about this, but inanimate objects in our mind are longing for the restoration and judgment of Jesus. And that's only possible with the birth of Christ, his incarnation, him becoming flesh, and in his own just beautifully condescending way to us, becoming part of this world by being human. So we can't talk about fixing the creation or having hope for the physical universe without bringing in the person of Jesus Christ. Again, I'm going to refer us again to Psalm 98. Listen to what the psalmist says. And there's several psalms here that talk about the lordship of Christ, the kingship of God. So we begin, this is how several psalms begin. Psalm 95, come, let us sing with joy for the Lord. 96, sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord, all the earth. Psalm 97, the Lord reigns, let the earth be glad. Let the distant shores of the earth rejoice. And then in Psalm 98, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. For his right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him. This is Jesus coming to make things right. And in verses 7 to 9 of this psalm, listen, let the sea resound and all that is in it. Let the world and all who live in it, let them resound. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord. Why? For he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and all the peoples with equity. Isn't that stunning? The creation is longing for the judgment that so many humans fear. Because only Jesus, as the second Adam, can make it all right. It will be made ultimately all right when there's a second heaven, a new heaven and a new earth. But right now, the hope that we have is that Christ, the King, is here. We no longer have to exploit the earth. People are, they do. But they're not doing it as understanding that God has given us a challenge to care for the earth, to take care of it, to guard it. And so many of the amazing breakthroughs that have been done by people who understand this, who are faithful Christians, who want things to be right because God says that we should make it right, because we've been given this charge to care for the earth. So as Christians, we should not shrink back from these things. We should be at the forefront of caring for the planet. Not the way people say it should be cared for, but in a way that is consistent with honoring the wonder and power of God. We don't have to strip mine. We don't have to destroy everything around us. The planet is here with full of resources to be extracted in a way that will bring honor to God. And if that's what we're about, that's where the hope is. But whether we get it all right together right now, what's important is that Jesus has come. Got some cows over here. I'm glad they're beginning to speak up too. Jesus has come. The incarnate Christ has come. And there is hope. And the creation is singing for joy because they know that time of bondage is over. And that there's coming a time when Jesus will come back again, and we'll get that towards the end of our study together of these 25 days of Christ. But Jesus is coming back to fully restore that. So that brings hope. So that's what the psalmist is saying here. Let the sea resound and all that is in it, the world and all who live in it, resound with joy and wonder and awe. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord. Why? For he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the earth, the world in righteousness, and the peoples with equity. And the creation around us, this beautiful creation that you see around me right now, is eagerly anticipating that. So this is an aspect of Christmas, of the incarnation of Christ, that I think we need to pay more attention to. Yes, we should be good stewards of the planet, but God is making it right. He will make it right. No matter how big a mess people think they can make of it, God will make it right. He will not be denied. His word will not be stopped. His power, his mighty power is there. We're seeing just small demonstrations of that power, whether it's a hurricane or a tornado or an earthquake or the massive eruptions that are right now happening on the Big Island in Hawaii. Look at the eruptions of Mauna Loa and Kilauea. They're all over the news. Just a tiny display of the power of God. God will make it right. The power of Jesus Christ, the incarnate Christ, will make the creation right. And we should do our part to be with that. For sure, we should. But we should know the joy of what it means. Just watching a bird fly overhead is so cool. But we should know that man is not going to destroy the purpose and plan of God. He will make it right in his timing, and it will be glorious in our eyes. And that's another hope of Christmas. Day 2. We don't have to live in gloom and discouragement that the whole world is going to fall apart. Your God, your covenant-keeping God. Cows are agreeing with me. Your covenant-keeping God will keep his promise to the earth, to you and me, through his Son. And that's something that we can share with joy and wonder as we celebrate the incarnation of Christ. So that's day 2 of Christmas. Got 23 more to go. I'm really excited to be with you on it. Check us out at Radio Talk 24/7. Turn on post notifications. These 25 days of Christmas videos will come right to you. Again, send your comments and feedback. That's 3 really good questions for tonight for Q&A Friday. And so you get those videos out later on. But again, such a joy to be with you to celebrate the incarnation of Christ and how he is healing our creation even as we speak. You have a great evening. And Lord willing, we'll see you soon.